Mayday! Come in! If anyone can hear me, my starship has been pulled into the anomaly. I find myself in a strange new world. It is a world with no sun, no stars. It is a world of
anime,
comics,
Here we go!
gaming, movie, This world is the
Rogue Planets.
With your host, the Fat Mantis HD.
Hello and welcome to Rogue Planet. I am your host, the Fat Mantis, now in HD. I hope you are all having a beautiful, lovely Thursday, especially with this 80-degree weather we're having over here in New York area. We've got Rogue Radio already in the lounge, ready to hang, ready to chill, ready to make this happen. Welcome in. And of course, my man Logie Bear, as well as many others on their way. Love you all so much. Tonight, we've got a lot to talk about. Our main topic, the writer's strike. Why do Americans hate the creative? Also, I've got some suggestions on shows and other entertainment that you need to watch in this vague area of desert where there's no entertainment. Have you felt that? Have you looked around and felt like there's literally nothing to watch? Well, we're going to talk about that as well as we've got a funny clip from my man ABL. That's Anthony Brian Logan, and a video he made about something funny that, of course, happened in none other than Canada. Go figure. Elon Musk stepping down from Twitter. What's the dealie, yo? We're going to talk about that. Jenna Ortega. I got career advice from her. From a man who broadcasts from his mother's attic. I have career advice for Jenna Ortega. Tis true. And then we might, if anyone has played it or wants to share their knowledge of it, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, any good? Who knows? Please let me know down in the chat. And remember, this is a reminder to like this video, subscribe to this channel. Keep tuning into Voice of the Fat Mantis. It is only because of listeners like you that I'm able to have so much fun over here. Rogue Radio says, sunburnt, but so happy. How are you, Mantis? I'm actually having an amazing day. I actually do think that I'm having a freaking amazing day. You just got to know when that is. Oh my God. Look, it is Blow Her Becks Out. That's right. The Pink Princess. I don't know if any of you guys have been watching her show. Now, it was recently on Spoon. We used to call it the app that shall not be named, but I can use those words now. I'm mentally free now that I know that it's dying on Tuesday. But my girl Bex and Steve, the Hold Up TV, had such an amazing episode last night. They got into it. Things were said. Truth bombs were dropped. And that's where you guys got to tune in to, Bex's show, Pillow Talk, which will now, I believe, be on several audio streamings, including the most common one that you probably know is Clubhouse. How is everybody tonight? I know we got to talk about the writer's strike. What is going on with the freaking writer's strike? Now, in the chat, does anyone actually know what the writer's strike is about? Because it's fascinating. And so I was wondering today, I was like, why on earth would writers strike during a time when we're probably in a recession right now? We've got all sorts of problems as Americans, as humans, in this world trying to survive. We have a lot of problems. So why is this the time to strike? And so the answer is primarily, it's overdue. They should have struck a few years ago. But the other thing that's going on is the concept of AI. This is some fascinating stuff. We've got Rebuke TV in the house. God dang, pay attention to the Rumble chat, he says. I don't know. I feel like I should ignore the Rumble chat. Let's see what's going on over on Rumble. We've got a cranky old man over there. Not looking good for the future of Rumble. If he's a representative of what they did, what they're all about. Hey, shout out to everyone here on Rumble. Says the Hold Up TV. Let's effing party. Look at that profanity. But yo, Rebuke, thank you so much. Radio says, nope, I know nothing and I'm a writer, but what has happened? So all in Hollywood, all the writers have strucken, they've gone on strike. And so there are rules in place, contracts, with the unions that basically during production of a show, you have to have at least one writer from the writer's room still employed. So as a result, all these shows have shut down. Shows, movies, the majority of stuff. Basically, the last time they had a strike, which I think was like in like early 2000s, it went on for 3 months and it delayed entire shows several months and actually derailed them. It's accredited as the thing that destroyed the show Heroes. Such a popular show, and they tried to keep production going and they had scabs or something and the writing was just awful, right? So they have gone on strike, and so countless shows cannot go on. They can't perform their husbandly duties to their wives, which is us, America, the viewing world. And so one of the reasons why they had to strike now, why they had to go on this strike, and by the way, it's probably affected you guys don't even realize that some of your best shows, whatever you're into, all sorts of stuff is, you're not going to have the next season on. And then Logie Bear says, hold up, I moved from Twitch to Rumble. That's what's up. There are 5 of us in here, says hold up. I love the enthusiasm over on Alt Tech Land. So The reason why they had to strike while the iron is hot is because of AI. And so here's the thing. Because this all has to do with, what is it? It's Chat GPT released, what they said was such an advanced version of an AI, and that triggered an arms race where people are just releasing all sorts of AIs, even though AI isn't perfected yet. But they're making these art programs, and they're making these talking programs and writing programs. And the concept is, could a AI write a piece of fiction? Could they write a script? They do it quickly. They do it in like 60 seconds, an entire script. And so Hollywood is looking into that. Now, I doubt you're going to find that, at least currently, in like the novel or editing world. I think they at least respect art there still. But Hollywood is not known for its art. They don't care about artists, particularly people. They'll do it cheap. If they can get a robot to write a script that people will watch the movie of, they'll do it. It's not even a question. So one of the primary things that our current strikers are doing is they are demanding that they be unable to use AI to write a script. Some of their demands are also things like, you cannot teach an AI to write like me. If they're a union member, it would be against the rules for a studio to teach an AI how to write like them, basically by feeding them the scripts. It's fascinating how many clauses that they want corrected. Obviously a lot of them have to do with money. Let's be realistic. In the real world, it's all about money, right? But so there's a lot of things about money, and then there's a lot of things about AI. And that is why they had to strike now. This has affected you, man. I keep hearing every day more and more things about shows that had to stop, productions that are down, and it's all because of this writer strike. They are out there. But I just want to let anyone know, if you're a producer or an executive, I'm willing to scab. I'll cross that picket line. So, I'm not in any union. So, you just call me. And so, over checking in with the Rumble delinquents, everybody loves a Rumble in the sack. Nobody likes a Twitch in the sack, says Logie Bear. AI can probably write a script as good as anything Marvel is putting out. Holdup says, haha, nah, Twitch in the sack sounds like it doesn't have a cure. Twitch in the sack sounds like an ED issue. It's twitching. Give it another minute, says Logie Bear. Jesus. I told you they were delinquents. So that's another question, guys. What do you think about this? Everyone wants to support the writers, and obviously in spirit, I support the writers. Of course, I'm like, yes, writers should get paid more money. They shouldn't be starving all the time. Robots shouldn't be trained to be like them, think like them, act like them. But the problem is, haven't the thing we've been complaining about these last couple of years, not just from Marvel, but from Hollywood in general, is the horrible writing? Is this actually clearing the world of a blight of just bad writers? I mean, I think it's very possible. And so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Where's my sheet? Where's my lucky sheet? Sorry, I got a crib sheet over here. Very nice, very nice. And so if anyone didn't have any more thoughts on AI, I think we can move on to our next subject, which is the Disney sub situation. I'm sure if you haven't been living under a rock, you heard about Disney Plus losing 4 million subs in like a month or something. Logie Bear says, if a machine can write better, you probably don't deserve the job. I agree, Logie Bear. I absolutely agree. And that's the whole thing. Do we think that like all of Phase 4 and most of the DC universe, DCU, and like the Transformers movies, do we think that like they would have been digestible if there was at least a halfway decent writer on the project? And I want to argue yes. It's actually happening in my world, the copywriting world. Logie Bear says marketers are using AI to write marketing content. Yeah, I mean that is a that is a super shame, man. Um, Down 4 million subs. That's horrifying. Yes. And so, however, I'm here to reveal something to you guys. And so here's the thing. They're down 4 million subs. So do you know what this means? There are rumors that Disney Plus and Hulu are going to merge into a single app. Da, da, da.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, no, that is emotional damage right there. I love that idea. I love that I just have to go to one app and I can have all the fun that I want in the world. Making multiple apps is just kind of foolish. But one of the main reasons that they lost that many subscribers is in India. Disney Plus has an extra button on it. It's called Stars or something, or Star. And so what it is that's just like a Hulu. It's general normal TV. One of the things they had the right to was cricket. And so in India, they lost the rights to have cricket on Disney Plus. And so a lot of Indians left the service. Now that doesn't a lot of people are making that as the excuse, but remember, there is no excuse. These executives should absolutely, in every way, shape, and form, have calculated for that. But they're just hemorrhaging subs left and right. Now, I have a different take on what that is all about. I think one of the problems with Disney Plus is I think they overpaid for a lot of their shows. And honestly, they should have constant barrage of shows in a certain age bracket and genre. Like, instead of having Star Wars, the only action or fun thing going on in Star Wars, and on the app, and it only happens every couple of years. Why don't they say, as soon as Mandalorian is done, some Marvel show will end, and when a Marvel show ends, some other adventure show will start, and they just perpetually bomb us like that. And they do that with kids. They should be like, this is our ages 4 to 6 block of shows, and they're like, well, we're just going to keep dropping them so the viewer feels that there's always something to watch for them. They always have the option of watching, because it doesn't make sense if I subscribe only for Star Wars and Marvel. I'm looking for action guy stuff, quote unquote, and they only put it out every couple of years. What do I do in the downtime? I'm supposed to watch old episodes of Hannah Montana or something? Not on my shift, bro, Ham. It was really incompetently done. This was absolutely incompetently done. I think a lot of streaming is incompetently done. I think if it was done correctly, they wouldn't be having these problems. Netflix constantly drops things that you're at least willing to watch. I think every time I see that something is new is coming out, I'll be like, I had no intention of watching it, but I think I might. Right. And so that's what these guys have to do. And I just think it's complete foolishness that not Marvel, Disney did not think this through. Shaolin Iceboxer says, my kid loves Disney Plus, kids options, Young Jedi Adventure, Spidey and his amazing friends, etc. If that goes away, I'll cry. Yes, no, I feel you. That's okay. So they're doing, obviously it's Disney. That makes sense that they're looking after the kids' content. But if I'm one of those guys, if I'm a 35-year-old guy who lives in his mom's basement, who's like, The Mandalorian is the greatest thing that ever happened to me, that's the only reason I sub. Why are you chasing him away as soon as the season ends? And trust me, I am not suggesting having Star Wars perpetually. That would kill the brand. But what I'm saying is have something else that he might be interested in, something he could check out. I don't know. But that's just me. Maybe I don't know Jack. What do we have here? Logan Beer says that's why Netflix is about cramming as much content as possible down our throats. They don't even care about the quality. Yes. Hold Up says the great point was on Disney today. Like, what the F is going? What am I going to watch? Exactly. You're paying for this expensive thing, and you're like, I don't know if there's anything I really want to watch. Hold Up says, Did you watch the Star Wars new animated shorts? Yes, I advertised it in one of my streams the other day, but yes, I did. And I'm gonna do shorts, YouTube shorts as reviews for every episode. I've watched all 9 episodes of Star Wars Visions. As you know, I'm a Star Wars head, and I've got a lot of thoughts. I mean, if you guys have thoughts, maybe we'll discuss it. I'll give you a little preview on what my reviews are gonna be like. Logie Bear says Disney needs an adult category. That's what Hulu's going to be. Hulu was originally, well, we all know it wasn't originally. Disney bought it, but Hulu would serve as like adult content, and I don't mean adult like, naughty stuff. I'm talking about like just regular old stuff I enjoy. I like Hulu. I actually love Hulu. They should have kept them as one entity. Disney and Hulu should have been different buttons on the same app. It should be called the Illuminati app, where they control our lives from the inner shadows, those animals. And if anyone had any thoughts about Star Wars Visions, please let me know in the chat. With all these princesses they got, there's plenty amazing opportunity, says Logie Bear. Okay. Why did I read that aloud? Why did the man just read that aloud? Guys, I have a little treat for you today. It is my boy. It is a YouTuber that I think is underrated. I think he's amazing. I think he's a great dude. And he's got a little video for us today. And it is... Let's do this. Sorry, guys. Okay, so this is my man Anthony Brian Logan, otherwise known as ABL, and he's going to show us a really fun video today. Let's check him out.
Indian news might be faker than American news. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a wildfire in Banff National Park in Alberta, Canada, that started as a quote-unquote prescribed burn, got totally out of control. Now, what the news up there in Canada have failed to mention, for what I'm able to see, is that this was part of the Women in Fire training exercise. You see, the burn was for them to try to control and manage, but it got out of control. Now there's a raging wildfire. And before I go any further into that, let's roll the news clip from Canada. If you want to see this clip in full without my commentary, link as always will be in the description box. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website.
Yeah, guys, I am piggybacking his content, but only because I love him so much. I think you guys you should subscribe, man. He's a very cool YouTuber.
Without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Prescribed burn near Banff yesterday also got out of control, creating some tense moments and a quick response from emergency workers. CTV's Austin Lee is standing by in Banff for us with more. And Austin, good morning to you. Tell us a little bit more about how this fire got started.
Well, Lois, the national park here in Banff says that it was a change in the direction of the wind that really caught them off guard. And also, there were strong winds at that. So it was helping that fire, the flames, move along to the other side of the Trans-Canada Highway. And that's kind of what you see behind us here is just those char marks.
Wait a minute. These idiots call their big highway the Trans-Canada Highway? It is like, why do we let them be a country? It is so easy to make fun of these jokers, man. That is so ridiculous. What freaking ridiculous animals. But all right, here goes.
Smoke still in the air here, some smoldering pockets around the area. So a scary situation for people nearby.
Let me just pause for a minute. I'm not sure they're going to try to copyright me or whatever on this because Canadians, they are a little bit different with that. But in some of the clips I saw, they didn't even show the fire. They were just showing B-roll footage of no fire. It's like, okay, we're talking about a wildfire. Why are you not showing the fire? And then, of course, why are you not mentioning the context of the so-called prescribed burn, why don't you mention that this is part of a training exercise for women to become firefighters? Mention that part.
There's the Banff Light Horse Association. That's right around where we are.
And so if people are not following, if people are not catching what's going on, woke Canada. Yeah. So the ultimate, I swear, I really almost feel like the reason why wokeness exists is to bring back segregation. And now they're making people who are trying to like be heroes and help out the formerly segregated against people are now fighting for it. That they want spaces where only black and brown people can go. They want spaces where only women can go, and all these things. And they're basically trying to bring segregation back. And so Canada, in an attempt to be woke or something, started making female divisions of firefighters as a publicity situation. They sent these women out there, and what they were trying to do, a control flame fire. It got botched. I'm not saying it's because of who they are or what they are, but and a giant forest fire came in its place. And it's like, what?
Multiple sheds at that horse association were burned down, completely decimated. The fence line along their property has been burnt as well. And they had to evacuate about 10 to 12 horses yesterday, trying to get them away and obviously get them to safety here.
So the fire got close to like a resort area where people are. It wasn't just out in the middle of nowhere. This is close to a town where a lot of tourists come through.
News is that no horses or people were injured.
Let's see what Brett Cooper also did a video on this. Let's see what her thoughts,
Welcome back to the comment section. I'm Brett Cooper. Now, obviously, you guys know this. Women these days are constantly trying to prove that they don't need no man.
Leave the saving the world to the men? I don't think so.
Not in their relationships, not in their industries.
I don't need no man. Just like I don't need no woman. Well, I want that on the record. So the dames tried to burn the country down, the holdup says. Logie Bear says the pastime of Canada is grabbing their ankles while Trudeau slips his slimy woke rod in a few inches deeper. Why do I keep falling for reading his comments? Although it is worth a laugh. It's going to get me kicked off of one of these channels. Well, one of these many apps that I'm on, it's going to kick me off. But
becoming lesbian and hating men, you guys know it. And the female firefighters in Alberta, Canada are no different. And we're going to talk about that today. Before we do, though, make sure that you like this.
We'll skip her jump. I think she has an ad. Okay.
Is putting on this event, and so that's who's being referenced here. That's why Park is one of the driving forces behind Banff National Park planning and hosting a Women in Fire training exchange May 1st to May 12th. Known as WTREX, it is an intensive 12-day training exchange that combines practical live fire training with indoor learning and discussion to advance participants' qualifications and experience in wildland firefighting operations. Specifically, WTREX is an opportunity to engage participants of all different genders, ethnic and racial backgrounds to explore the growing
all 9 of them. I'm sorry, all 71 of them. How many were there again?
Role of women in fire management. So this is a women's conference exploring the role of women in fire management, but it's open to all genders except men. You can be a they, them, you can be a Z, there, you can be a death, self, but if you are a man, you were not invited to this conference.
Pronoun trouble.
Now, much of this is driven by the apparently appalling lack of women in wildland firefighting. This article said, in recent years, there's been an increased effort to recruit women into fire positions, yet social and cultural challenges remain. Park said new recruits often find the male-dominant fire management system to be dismissive of female perspectives and strengths, even as its increasing complexity requires fresh approaches and insights. Quote, still, within the wildland fire community, anecdotally, it's still only
I gotta say that I really wish that I could take the Rumble comments and put them in our chat. Let people see what Logie and Holdup are what kind of shenanigans they're leading over there, because that's what I call entertainment. And I also hate flipping between both apps. It's a hate crime. Actually, it's absolutely a hate crime. StreamYard, if you love me, and also if you want me to continue my membership, I am going to need you to integrate with Rumble, please. Somebody needs to integrate with Rumble. For the love of God.
10% of women in the field. And let me tell you why. If you do not know anything about wildland firefighting, it is not like you're in some firehouse coming out on the red fire truck.
I can do this. I have nature skills.
It is no joke. One of my best friends from California was a wildland firefighter for about 3 years, and you were gone for weeks at a time. Like we would go, probably 25 days without hearing from him at all because he had no service. You sleep on the ground. You are rucking in miles and miles with.
Logie Bear says, why? Why are they trying to recruit people into positions they don't want to be in there? And it's to prove some sort of a point. This it's that I forget her name, and I'm not trying to diss her or whatever she said. It's the West Point, or I'm sorry, the Citadel situation again. For those who don't know, the military academy, the Citadel, there is a woman who sued them and fought for the right to be in there, and she won the lawsuit, and the school had to let a woman student into the prestigious military academy of the Citadel, and she joins, and within a few weeks she quits. Let me say that again. She fought and sued and made a big kerfuffle about the fact that women weren't allowed in the Citadel. Wins the right in court. So they're, essentially they're forced at gunpoint. And once again, this is the libertarian coming out on me. They don't literally pull up a gun on the Citadel, but when the government is making you do something, there's always an inherent threat to it. It's like you do it or we bring violence to you. So they're like, you have to let her in. And she goes in and she washes out within a few weeks. And so why are we doing this? So people have some point to make, I think. I don't know why people are so motivated to make points about anything. I don't even like making a point. You've seen my show. I don't even have points on my show. So why are people so eager to put all this energy into it? I know what you mean. It takes so much energy to organize a squad of wilderness firefighters that of any particular group, let alone women. But what do they get out of this? What's the end goal? Let's see what Brett has to say.
All of your gear on your back because you can't just drive a truck in the middle of one of the California national forests. And it's mainly men because most women do not want to do that job because it's gross and it's disgusting and you're away from your family and it's physically strenuous. Like most women physically could not do that job because of how much weight you have to carry and how long you are outside hiking and carrying. I mean, it is a male dominated industry, rightfully so, more physically than anything else. It's not misogyny. So you can try to recruit as many women as you want. But this is always going to be a male-dominated industry. You're never going to change that. But moving on, specific training about mental health and gender diversity and inclusion. Oh, good. So the people that are going to be protecting our lands are focusing on gender diversity and their mental. I don't really care about your mental health when the world is ablaze. I'm sorry. If a fire is burning near my home, I really don't want to know about your.
Yeah, I would agree. Why are they having some sort of mental health recruitment training situation if they're fully trained on the arts of being a firefighter? I mean it makes almost no sense. Oh,
depression or your anxiety, I want you to put out the fire. I think most people would agree with me. Somebody said, all female doesn't sound very diverse. Yeah, especially since they're talking about gender diversity. But back to the story. It seems like they got a little bit carried away.
So Logan Bear says the feminists will blame men for making equipment that's not female friendly.
Looks like about a week into this 12-day conference. How a fire went from prescribed burn to out of control in an instant near Banff. Now I wonder who would have started that. I wonder who caused that.
And so I would like to point out that once again, this show is not, we're not sexist. We're not bullies. We are in no way, shape, or form saying that this particular squad of females caused the fire because of the fact that they're women. We are not saying that. I don't think Brett is saying that. Okay, moving on. Yeah, and so Logan Beer says learn firefighting first. I would argue. And so once again, I'm sorry this, I feel like I hate that, if you guys feel that my shows like Rogue Planet has become more, I have less guests and it almost gets more political, right? Miss Hippie, welcome in. Thank you so much for, always a pleasure to see you. And I don't mean it to become like that. Absolutely not. But that is one of my issues with the diversity inclusion things uh, in organizations and corporations. If you guys have ever worked for a corporation, sometimes you'll be invited to a meeting and it'll be some sort of diversity training thing or some equity training thing and all these other things. And so one of my problems is, if a business's job is to make money, why are we spending time training something that adds no value to our product or our bottom line? Is anyone following me on this? Like, for instance, if you want to be saved from a fire, do you care how diverse the people who come to pull you out of a burning cabin are? Does it add value to the destruction of the flames, the protection of the environment, or the salvation of your living body? Judged based on the gender of the person, it's absolutely not, right? So I don't see the motivation. Or like, if I was running a corporation, I would be annoyed that we have to do these meetings because it's taking time out of my workers' chance to be better. They could be training something important, something that could make our product better, something that could earn us more money, because it's a point of our little endeavor. It's impossible to avoid them now, says Logie Bear. We have an entire DIB department. It's literally, wait, you do? So I believe DIB must stand for diversity, inclusion, and I don't know. It's literally a department of the people finding ways to pat themselves on the back. The only people who care about those meetings are the ones running them. Yes. And so I'll give you an example, and I'm not going to say her name. She's a good friend of mine, and she wouldn't appreciate me saying what it is. And so she is a Mexican heritage, and in her office, they needed someone to run the group for the diversity, inclusion, things like that. And so it was an office mostly of white people. And so they looked at my poor friend and they said, "We want you to lead it." And she's like, "Okay, sure, I'll do it." And it ended up being just a boatload more work. So she had her normal work, the work she's actually paid for, and then she had this other work. And it was just a nightmare situation while she was in that office. And so I think it's so funny that in order to have that department, another thing they had to do is they were like, we have to force our one minority to do it, because it doesn't make sense if it's all white people, right? The only people who care, yeah, it's insane. But I digress.
So interesting. Somebody commented and said inclusivity was the reason Banff National Park burned. Literally, yes. Now, look at some of these videos and photos from the fire. This is no joke. This was not just in the middle of nowhere. Like, they intentionally were doing it near the town site. People had to evacuate. It came super close to the roads. It was a huge deal. Here's another photo. Like, look how close this is to the freeway.
Oh my God.
Apparently,
Wait,
winds
hold on.
picked
I'm
up that were
bringing it
not in the
back real quick.
forecast.
I'm
Picked up
bringing
that
it
were
back.
not in the forecast. And apparently, winds picked up this to the freeway.
Look at that fire. If anyone could see the image of that fire, that is next level insanity. Always a pleasure, man. She says Miss Hippie, and then she says, "Yeah, corporations, barf emoji." Yeah, no, the insincerity of it all is the thing that really gets to me. It would be different if, like, if the actual CEOs were like, "I care about the people so much, man. We need to get along. We need to find a way to do this." That is not what is happening. The way the meetings are held, the way they just come off as totally insincere. They're doing it, as Logie said, to pat themselves on the back. It's totally cringe. Like, don't even get me started how cringe that is. Hold Up says, wait, they didn't let organic doing dongs in the party? No, they didn't.
Apparently, winds picked up that were not in the forecast, and it got out of control. And granted, I want to be fair, this could have happened.
Our argument is that maybe there wouldn't be a fire if dongs were allowed, organic dongs. But it was only for no dongs, or yeah. No dongs. It was a no
happened
dong.
to anybody, and that's why, controlled burns are important, but they are also dangerous. Could have happened to men as well as women, but it's just too ironic not to share, considering that this whole conference was about girl power and we can do it just as good as the men. And then the fire was out of control and they had to call in all the men to help them put out this controlled burn. Somebody commented and said, ladies, hairspray is flammable. Another person said, women. Another person said, in their defense, they probably didn't think the fire would be so pretty and cozy feeling. The hot chocolate was a bad idea in hindsight. I mean,
He said, like I said in the comments, ladies, hairspray is flammable. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Haven't you heard, says Logie Bear, organic is out. Artificial dongs is where it's at. I may get mine clopped off and replaced with an artificial one to improve myself. The best thing about the artificial dong is you can leave at home or take it with you, whatever is more convenient. Oh man, the future is so dark.
ladies, if you really want to be cozy, get some Cozy Earth sheets. Now, speaking of female empowerment, I'd argue that mothers are the most empowered women out there, and moms deserve the best of everything. You just need good sheets. That's the lesson here. I'm on fire. Maybe this wasn't their fault. No. Remember the article we read just like 2 seconds ago where they said that the controlled burn would be started at Compound Meadows? Okay, here's a tweet from Banff National Park. Fire update. On the afternoon of May 3rd, 2023, Parks Canada carried out a prescribed burn in Compound Meadows in Banff National Park. Due to an unprecedented shift in wind direction and speed, the fire escaped the predetermined boundary. Oops! It was the women. They did this. I don't like hating on women, just objectively, because I do believe that women can be physically strong. They are capable. They can work.
Oh. The best. Oh, right. I was about to read another.
Alongside men. But when you are trying to prove a point in the name of diversity and inclusion about how you can do it yourself, how you don't need men, about how you should dominate this industry, then you deserve to be ridiculed when something goes wrong. Because this is absurd. This is just another example of virtue signaling gone wrong and the mainstream media covering it up. Because none of the articles or the local news sources covering this fire have touched on the fact that this out of control controlled burn was started by 35 international wildland firefighting women that came into Banff for this amazing girl power experience. They didn't talk about the fact that they started this or that they could not contain it themselves. It's just been, oh, what happened to that conference? We have no idea. Nobody's talking about it anymore. Is that surprising to anybody? No. Suddenly, this glass ceiling shattering event has disappeared. And I think we all know why.
Do we know why? And so that there you have it, folks. That is our humorous little YouTuber. I need to name that segment right there. Well done, Canadian, says Logie Bear, over on Rumble. But yeah, it's fascinating. But guys, toward the end of this, hello, Elise Luna. I'm too blazed to understand that. Hello, Elise Luna. So, guys, I got to do a little confession here. And so I don't even know how many people are really listening. The chat is not really moving all that much. Looks like a very busy Thursday for all my viewers. And if you're watching this in the past, no, the future. Yes, it would make no sense if you were in the past. I love you. But anyway, the point is, I have to make a little confession, and I'm going to confess this because I know the people that I'm talking about don't come to my streams. As a matter of fact, I think they're bitterly angry at me. So I had like an emotional moment this evening, and it has to once again do with our favorite app, Spoon, right? And so before this stream happened, I get an announcement that Emmy and Mo are having their last show. And as you all know, I have a fake account, a double account. And it's not so that I can catch people like talking smack in stream about me. It's just I wanted the ability to go on Spoon without having to explain myself. Yes, rip Spoon. So Elise Luna, I don't know if you know, but I am having a huge Discord /Spoon party Tuesday night starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll probably be streaming more than 2 hours. It'll probably be a while. But I'm having people, you can come to my Discord or you can come to the Spoon or maybe both. That would be kind of cool. But we're all going to talk, share memories, and just talk about Spoon because by 2 a.m. the next morning, Spoon America will no longer exist. And so I decided to go to the Emmy and Mo show. Oh, I'll try, love. Thank you very much. I know you'll be there in spirit because you've always been a great fan, and I know you love Spoon. So, it really wouldn't be a streaming app without you. So I decided to go to the Emmy and Emo show. Right, I'm like, this is their last one. I might as well go. I've been to so many of them in the past. Let me just do this, right? And so they know me as this other identity. They don't know that it's me. And so if anyone has any backstory on this, at the end of Spoon in the original last days of Spoon, when me and the others all flocked to other apps, Emmy and Emma were angry at me. I was one of the people they were angry with. And so, and we never had that out. We never had a reconciliation. And so I'm in there and, they're doing their thing. Oh, Lainey, welcome in, Lainey. And so they're doing that thing where, what is it? Mad Libs, where you have to, shout. They're like, give us a noun. And we're giving them out. And I see Emmy's just like, oh, she says my other name. And she's like, oh, you're so good at doing, you always give such funny nouns. You're so funny. You're so good at this. Thank you so much. And like, I hung out there for a little while. I did. And I was enjoying myself. And I had a really good time. And so then I said, I had to do this stream. I had to be like, sorry, ladies, I have to go. It's been an honor to be your fan and to listen to your shows. And they both started complimenting me. Now, they don't know that I'm Mantis, a person who I'm not sure. I haven't spoken to them, but I assume they hate me or they're not happy with me. But they're happy with my counterpart because he occasionally comes in. They remember me from coming in under that account. And they're like, no, thank you for being such a good fan and always supporting us. We really love you. Good luck out there. And I said, yeah, thank you. And I left and I had this sentimental moment thinking about these people who we have had, like I've said it multiple times already in this telling the story. We have had our differences. We see our total differences. And I was like, oh man, this is really messed up. And I'm like, maybe I should have told them who I am, or should I tell them in the future who I am? Lainey enters the stream. Holla at your boy. And then we've got Elise Luna, who says Spoon was the app that freed me from my self-made prison. Oh, really? Oh, that's fascinating. So that Spoon has a lot of significance. Actually, Spoon has a lot of significance in my life. I feel like they taught me how to stream. I certainly gained a huge community. A lot of you are from Spoon. I owe that. And I honestly I made some lifelong connections, and I learned a bunch of skills about life and about streaming. And it is special. And trust me, on Tuesday, I'm going to be all tears, man. I'm going to be all tears. But what do you guys think? Should I confess? Should I confess to these girls that, like, by the way, that person that's been watching, it's me. Logan says, I will be there to help you flush Spoon into the septic system where it belongs. We'll each take a farewell piss on it as it rolls down. I do agree with you on that, Logie. I'm not going to subside my anger toward the app creators or the company that runs it. Absolutely, I'm not going to do that. Lainey says, I'm not gonna lie, I'm low-key sad it's dead, but it was coming. Yeah, it's been dying for a long time. In the last few hours. I mean, yeah, the actual legitimate last few hours of Spoon will be Tuesday night into Thursday, not Thursday, Tuesday night into Wednesday. And it's Wednesday morning at 2 a.m. And I was like, is this like a Korean thing? Because I'm like, I understand why the time is different over there, but like, I don't even think 2 a.m. translates to like a significant time there. And not to mention, why would they close it Tuesday night? Why not Sunday night? I feel like that, you know what I mean? Or like a Friday night or something. Like, why would they have the last time to stream days that most people can't stream because they have to go to work the next day? Oh, in the last few hours, you said, not as far as telling them. Yes, in the last few hours, I should just come clean and be like, by the way, I was this dude. Yeah, I mean, maybe I should just reveal that identity. If you feel that these girls are worth your friendship, then admit it. If they don't seem like they'll be forever friends, leave it be. Okay. That's a fascinating take. I was just talking from a point of honesty. And so, there isn't, as you probably can guess from this episode, there isn't a lot going on in entertainment news. There's a lot of drama, strangely, in the political world. Like, even my video about the women firefighters who burned down the forest, that's my least political video I could find, believe it or not. Because obviously people are talking about two things right now. They're talking about, Tucker, and they're talking about Trump, right? And so obviously, I don't want this show to be all about that kind of stuff. And so there's that. But then also, I feel that there's a lot of emotional turmoil just from my community, because so many of my people in my community are spoon people. And there's drama and there's sad feelings. And I see people posting things on different social media about how they'll never stream again or something. And they really feel like they're losing a friend when they lose this app. I mean, it's a little intense, man. It's a little intense right now. So I just thought that making fun of some female firefighters would be the medicine we need to get out of our funk. You should 100% reveal yourself in a blaze of glory. You should ask to be a guest. If it's a win-win, either they'll be happy and be your friend, or they'll be angry and it'll make good content for streaming. That would be good, but tonight was their last stream. They are out. They are out of the streaming game. They have decided to quit streaming because they don't have Spoon anymore. Beetlejuice 2, yes. So in terms of like lighter news, Beetlejuice 2 is going out, and that was actually on my docket tonight to talk mainly about Jenna Ortega. Now, Beetlejuice is an amazing movie. It's a very important movie, very significant, right? But in it, we've got the return of almost the entire cast. No Gina Davis, no Alec Baldwin, who are the main characters in the original one. But we've got, we've got Michael Keaton coming back. We've got Winona Ryder coming back. And now Jenna Ortega of Wednesday fame, and she's also been in almost every Netflix original movie ever, is going to star as Winona Ryder's daughter. Yeah, and so we're going to see what's going on. And apparently Beetlejuice will have a wife. There's all sorts of things going on. So what I wanted to talk about, and the advice I wanted to give Jenna Ortega, is she's getting herself typecasted. Wednesday was their first. Okay, so she's in Scream and she's in Wednesday, and those are the two biggest things she's ever been in. If we list her other things, she was the little girl in one of the seasons of You. She was, one of the neighbors in the babysitter. What's the one about the killer babysitter? Whatever that Netflix show is. Her two big ones are horror, but she plays a goth, and I believe she will be playing a goth again in this next movie. And so I think she has what it takes to be a real star, but not if she keeps playing goths. She needs to, I mean, obviously it would be hard to say no to Tim Burton, who's like, Tim Burton wants to put you in a movie, you say yes. But I just think that she needs to find a way to break out of this scene. She needs to do like a romantic comedy or play a superhero or something. And then so Logan Beer says, I'm always down for making fun of Canada. Any day you can make fun of Canada is a good day, although it's an easy target, like kicking a newborn kitten. Thank you for that, Logie. Lainey says, well, that's just silly. And Elise Luna says, I could actually see that. Yeah. I think she'll do good. I think she's gonna. I think it's gonna be a good movie. I think it's gonna work out. But I'm thinking about her future career here. Right. Another funny thing in announcements. These aren't big hitters. They're not able to be their own story. But another thing in announcements is we're getting a Freaky Friday 2, where I believe it's Jamie Lee Curtis and it's Lindsay Lohan will reprise their roles as the mother-daughter team that pretty much put Lindsay Lohan on the map. And so it's not just Freaky Friday 2. They're going to be old people in it. We're going to see old people. Logan Bear says Ortega needs to show some range. I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, she, like I said, she needs to be in things that are opposite of a goth, so that she can like make this happen. She'll do a Macaulay clone. Yes. Yeah, she needs Freaky Friday 2, and I'm like, we are so desperate. Like, here's the thing. I understand why superhero movies or Star Wars get all these sequels. It makes total sense. They're franchises, they're serial stories, they're meant to do this. We are so desperate and out of ideas that we're starting to do sequels to things like and Freaky Friday. To be honest, I have fond memories of that movie. However, I would say that I'm pretty sure that story came to an end. I feel like I was satisfied the way that story was wrapped up. Do I really need to see them switch bodies again? I don't think I do. Madness. Freaky Friday 2 is the absolute dumbest thing. I love how all these body switching movies conveniently ignore the most uncomfortable part of the body switching dynamic. Absolutely. And for those of you, not to get too gross, Scooter, welcome in. How are you? And not to get too gross, but if you guys know, Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, don't trust the bitch in Apartment 23, that sitcom. There was James Van Der Beek makes that joke that Logie is implying right now. James Van Der Beek is thinking of movies. He's trying to rework old movies into new concepts and sell the scripts. And then he says, I think I just broke the code. He's like, I think I want to do a body switching movie, but one that's never been done before. Father and daughter. And so the joke is that when he goes to the producers, it's this perverted, crazy thing, and they chase him out of there. Dragon Lady, welcome in. We got Scooter and Dragon Lady in the house. Always a pleasure, guys. Holdup says, I'd love for Lindsay to trip and fall. I think she has throughout her life. Rebecca says, really, Steve? Really? I'm good. Chillin', says Scooter. So Logan Beard says, yes, at some point they had to shower. I don't want to think like that, bro. The body switching dynamic. Of course, I'm sure we've all kind of thought about it. That like when people switch bodies, what else do they do? And that made Dragon Lady says, woot, woot. Woot, woot. Oh my God. We need to write this movie. Freaky Friday, the 3rd. Logie Bear says they should have definitely do a male/female body switch movie. No, they shouldn't, man. They should not do that. That is not something they should ever do. Scooter says usually it's only for like a day. Maybe they don't get dirty enough for a shower. I just don't want to think about this, man. I just do not want to think about this. Like, I don't want to think what's going through somebody's mind. I don't want to think about their curiosity. I don't want to do it, man. But on a lighter note, Elon Musk is stepping down as the CEO of Twitter. But before you get your panties in a bunch, he is still the owner, proprietor, and he's still making the lion's share of all the money that is going on. People are like, what? I thought Twitter was dying. It's not dying because all of his enemies, all his political enemies who hate him so much, continue to tweet about how much they hate about him, and they make him money every day. His stock rises every day. Every time an angry person tweets about hating Elon Musk, they make him money. So it's like totally illogical. But he is now stepping down from CEO, which means he will not be calling the shots. They have essentially hired someone to call the shots for him. But this is really, let's be real, to take a load off his mind so he can do whatever. Scooter says, well, F. Thought he was pretty fully stepping away. I here's what it is. I don't no, I doubt that. I don't. Here's what I'm saying. I don't know how much say he will have, but remember, the owner tends to, Scooter says good. He doesn't know how to run. Yeah, but he won't. He will not call the day to days or the operations. He'll probably get a report on it, but no, he will not actually be running it. He's just not. Yeah, obviously, he's still part of the company. And trust me, when they eventually roll out the video part of it, I mean, this is genius. It's so simple because it's plagiarism and it's weak and it's pathetic, but it makes money, right? Here's the concept. You take one app that you like and you take another app that you like and you put them together and you make a super app. So Elon is acting like the idea that he's given Tucker Carlson a show and then he's like, I'm going to perfect live streaming and videos on Twitter. There's nothing genius about this. He just took YouTube and he took Twitter and he put them together to have a baby. That's not brilliant. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like saying, like, this commando's good, but he'd be better in power armor with a flamethrower. I mean, obviously he would be, right? And yeah, Scooter is not about that Elon Musk life. Not reading your first comment, Logie Bear. It is good natured, but it's not. I don't want to use either of those words. Logie Bear says, "Now they showered. Lindsay Lohan had to soap up her mother's wrinkled body while Weaver had to scrub her daughter's youthful." Okay, wow. Okay, we've gone there. That's ego. That is absolutely ego. Laney says, yeah, that's a perfect analogy. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's what it is. And actually, I've thought about it. This is funny. In pertaining to Spoon, I thought about how I would run Spoon better. And basically, I was like, you know what? I do this and this and this. And I realized I was like, and this is before any of this Elon stuff happened. I was just like, I'm just taking the features from another app I like and just shoving it in there. It's kind of like, remember when Instagram adopted stories? Everyone's like, why are there stories all of a sudden? Instagram, man. It's not supposed to be Instagram. It's not what Instagram is about. We're not about the story life. Now we're used to it. But they literally just ripped off someone else's idea. Or shorts in YouTube. Like, come on, man. It's going to get to the point where in the future, all social media is going to look like the same. You're not going to be able to tell the difference between Twitter and Instagram. Or actually, Instagram's doing a good job of like staying itself, even though I just explained how it ripped others off. But in the future, we might not be able to see a difference between Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or any of this stuff. Emmy and Emo show just did their last show. It was so sad. I was Scooter. I had just said that I was in. Before you got here, I was just telling them how I went to like the first half. I went for the Mad Libs part, so I wasn't there. That was sad. It was actually very sad. I did get emotional. Supposedly there is a new app that is a cross between TikTok and Spoon. Lady, are you serious? Are you trolling me right now? Is she trolling? Yeah, Logie Bear, we don't want to see the showers. We do not want to see the showers. It was totally sad, bro. It is sad that it's coming. I haven't heard about the cross, so I don't know what that is. Laney, can you get me the name of that app? We need to get on it. We need to get on it. She says I'm not trolling. Yeah, well, you need to get me that name so I know what's going on. Right now, I got too many audio apps on my phone, and I just need to decide. I'm just not just one, but I need to lower the amount that I have. Final topic that I had for today is ultimately my suggestion for the week. Unless other people had comments and claims about the Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda's latest entry, I am dying to know what that video game is like. The trailer looks so good. The last one, Breath of the Wild, was amazing. Who was playing it? Please let me know. Scooter says, I don't think I'm going to download a Spoon dupe. Well, Scooter, yeah, like, I mean, I would say don't download, what's that one? Tin Can. Tin Can is just a rip off of Spoon. But if there's one that's a mix of Spoon and TikTok, that might be fun. She says, final? Well, shit, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I've been streaming for a while now, but final ones are my suggestion of the week as to like what to watch and what to get into. And so the first, actually the only, thing that I'm going to suggest to you is if you are not watching Succession, then I don't know what to say to you, bro. I do not know what to say to you. This show is so freaking good. Right now, it's like the best drama on TV. Shellin says Tears of the Kingdom will be downloading in a couple of hours. Cannot wait. Breath of the Wild is one of the best games I've ever played. It is. I would agree with Shaolin. I would have to rank my games, but I definitely think it's up there. I definitely think that it is absolutely up there. Shaolin, I await to hear all of it, all the skinny this weekend. You're gonna be having a crazy weekend, my friend, of just playing that. Oh my god, I'm kind of jealous. But Succession, who knows Succession? You know what? I might. You know what? I'm not going to play that because HBO probably has a copyright on it, and like will scold me for advertising for their show. But Succession is an intense family drama about a rich old bastard of a father, and he's on his deathbed, and he abuses his kids and makes them essentially fight over his kingdom. It is essentially the white version of Empire, except there's no singing. There's no merriment in Succession. It's an HBO series that's all about high business, like shoving your feelings into your body, never admitting they're real, and hating your father. So it's perfect for me. It's absolutely perfect for me. Lainey says, I can't beat the damn robots with the laser eyes. I'm pissed. Oh, the robots with the laser eyes. Oh, I need to. No, I'm gonna calm down. I was just like, wait, tomorrow's payday. I should get Breath of the Wild. I was like, wait, I don't have a Switch. I should get a Switch. But that's getting too wild. It's getting too wild. I need to calm down. Mantis needs to take a chill pill right now. Got a lot of crazy responsibilities to do right now. But if anyone is a Succession fan, please let me know down in your chats. Logie Bear says Breath of the Wild is a boring trudge through Easyville. Well, thanks for ruining everything, Logie. Logie says modern Zelda is so overrated. Zelda is like the 4-year-old sibling to adventure games. We pretend what it does is neat, but we know it really isn't. Damn, Logie Bear, that actually hurt my feelings, bro. Damn. Why do you have to shoot so low? Oh, the Guardians there. So annoying, says Shaolin. Lainey says, haha, I mean, at least you get a discount. Yes, right? Speaking of Guardians, this is so funny. If you guys have noticed, this is the week of the release of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm not making an episode about it. Why? Why is the Mantis not? I haven't had time to go. I feel like, most Marvel movies like compel me to go. Even Eternals compelled me to go. I knew it was going to be garbage, but I was like, you know what? I got to see what's going on here. I know this is going to be good. I'm not hating on Guardians of the Galaxy, but I just couldn't just go. I don't know what it is. Maybe I have Marvel fatigue and I'm just like not admitting it to myself, to others. Blurred's Pursuit of Health. Oh man, I can't. I can wait to see it. Oh, you can. Okay. I feel like, how are you today, Blurred's? Lady says, Logie, stop. Just stop. That's hysterical. Truth hurts, my friend, says a Logie Bear. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's every person's right to hate on anything from video game or movie or anything I'm excited about. I do not take a true offense to you having a different opinion, even though if your opinion is as wrong as Loki's often is. But I love you, man. I love you like a brother. But yo, so I see not a lot of Successions fans in the chat, which is why you all need to go see it. It's an HBO show. If you don't have HBO, just bootleg it. There's a lot of it's like on every bootlegging site because it is like the top drama right now. I can't stress enough how good the show is. Shellin says it's your truth, not mine. So I know, obviously, my fanboy modeling school partner Steve is always annoyed when I talk about subjective truth. I hope you all know that what I'm talking about by subjective truth. Yep, words are well spoken. We do love you, Logie, says Laney. Blurred says, I'm good. I love Marvel. That one of the reasons I named myself Marvel Storm 110. Yeah, absolutely. I feel that. Marvel, where are you going in terms of app? Where are you headed? Because we were just talking about Spoon in the fall, and we were just wondering where we can see you. Obviously, for those who don't know, Miss Marvel Storm, the amazing Miss Marvel Storm, Blurred's Pursuit of Health is her YouTube name. So you should give her a follow. Check her out. I'm assuming more content's coming her way because she's a great content creator. But is this going to be your main platform, or are you going elsewhere? But yeah, you guys should check out Succession. I can't stress it. I think it only has 3 episodes left for the entire run. And every week it's like the one show that I can't wait to watch again. It can get emotional because there's a lot of family stuff that if you have complicated feelings about your parents, it will drag it out. But that's what makes it so real. It's so real, man. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm going to have to go this weekend. I need to stop putting it off, and I just need to do it. I need to review it. Blurred says yes. I'm everywhere now except for a Spoon because, honey, they are shutting down. Let's just be real. Yes. So in all my years, I've never seen an app take a hiatus. They're like, we might be back. We're just taking a little hiatus. I'm like, what is a hiatus? That word should not be associated with apps. And then I love how they gave us the download button. They're like, we're giving you the download button in case your content is mysteriously never coming back to you. You can get it now. Because remember, they have to pay like a programmer to give us that button. So it's all so bizarre. So I mean, I'm not a fool. I know how these shady spooners do it. Lowe says, if I wanted to spend hours spanking monsters with sticks, I'd turn on Skinamax and drop my pants. Thank you for that. And for those who don't know, Lowe is Logie Bear. It's his secret identity. I figured that may not make it past Rumble, but you all needed to know. Oh yeah, I mean, it's totally cool in Rumble. You could have gone all X-rated in your conversation, but thank you for making sure it got on the screen so that all the family who watch this can be exposed to your filth. Lainey says, please go see it. You're the only person I let spoil shit for me, says Lainey. Laugh out loud. I'm dead. It's too suspicious. Yeah, I mean, it's so suspicious. It's so suspicious. It goes on and on. But anyway, there are people who want to hang on to hope that it'll be back. Why not? Let them believe in their hope. Blurred says, why? Always looking out for you, Mantis. Says Low. Blurred is laughing. I want to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that this weekend. But if anyone had any final thoughts, I think the Mantis might have to take off. We are already hitting 11 p.m. And as you know, as a worker boy, Daddy gets tired. Daddy gets real tired. I hope you guys all had fun. Hope you had fun laughing at the Canadian women's firefighters and just talking about all this stuff, particularly getting down to the nitty and the gritty about what the writer's strike is really about. I made jokes about being a scab. I probably really wouldn't be a scab, come to think of it. But it is important that we support them because we need to stop AI from interfering with content creators. And so if you don't see how we need to protect writers, just think about you as a content creator. If robots were allowed to bite your style, it would be horrible. A lady says, "Sweet dreams, fam. Thank you for everyone in the chat." Blurred's Pursuit of Health, Lo-Fi, Logie Bear, Laney O. We've got the Hold Up TV, Princess Beck, Shellin, Iceboxer, Scooter, Dragon Lady. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that love. Elise Luna. Oh man, it goes back. Miss Hippie dropped in. Love to see all that. Rogue Radio, of course. And if I missed you, I'm sorry. This is the Fat Mantis reminding you to like this video, subscribe to this channel, ring that notification bell, and keep tuning into Voice of the Fat Mantis for my Thursday Rogue Planet screen as I talk about nerd culture, news, interviews, and other shenanigans. And then, of course, I will just be dropping videos. Well, whenever I can, guys. Take care, Sis Dragon Lady. Lotus Night all. I agree. You all take it over. Yeah, you have a good one, guys. Peace and love. Until next time, ciao for now.